Hey guys, welcome to this video. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. If you're not new, then I guess welcome back. I know it's been a while. I haven't filmed a video in like a month, so how are you guys? I hope you're doing good. This is kind of a surreal video for me to make because, as you can see from the title, I'm gonna talk about my new hijab brand. Well, I'm wearing it right now. This is one of my favorites. I am so proud of this one. I love it. But yeah, I'm not just gonna talk about this brand as a way for me to promote the brand itself, but I actually want to share with you my journey because it's been a journey. First of all, why did I decide to do this? Well, I have always loved selling stuff since I was a kid. I remember in first grade, I told my parents that I want to sell foods like snacks in school. I told this story a lot to my friends because like whenever the topic came up, I'm just proud of this story, to be honest. Like, how did it even occur to like little Rani to sell snacks in the first grade? Every time I want to do something in terms of like businessy stuff as an adult and I feel hesitant about it, I just remind myself about that story, because like if I was brave enough as a little kid to do it, why shouldn't I be that brave now? But then I actually studied in Universitas Ciputra for my bachelor's, which apparently not a lot of you guys know, because when I posted about it on my TikTok, someone said, oh, I finally found out where you studied for your bachelor's, and I'm not keeping it as a secret or anything. I haven't really mentioned it. And yeah, if you are not aware, it is an entrepreneurial university, so the theme of that university is to build businesses. I majored in culinary business because previously all I thought about was selling foods, or like I envisioned myself opening a coffee shop or something, but that's a different story. And no, I'm not building one right now, but maybe in the future. Who knows? Anyways, during that program, I also built a brand which sells sambal. Once again, it's a whole different story, but it's still running to this day, but I don't really promote it a lot on my platforms. It's actually been nice. If I'm being really honest, I kind of lost my passion in that, but it's such a shame to like reject risk, so I'm not gonna wrap it up and like completely stop doing it. So I keep it running, but I just feel like I want to do something else too. So this is where the hijab brand comes in. If you think, then why hijab if your background is in culinary? I just thought I wanted to do something that seems prettier, if that even makes sense. I know it might sound childish, but I just like the idea. I just feel like it really aligns with me, you know, building a hijab brand. I don't exactly remember when I started wanting to have my own hijab brand, but I do remember that I started working on it in 2022. I started envisioning the brand, how I want it to look like. I started looking up the manufacturers. I already ordered a huge amount of the packaging, which was like a transparent pouch. It was challenging for me because I didn't have any background in fashion and I felt stuck with looking for the right material that I wanted. And I also got another opportunity for the sambal business at the time, so I decided, okay, let's take a pause and just focus on this opportunity that is actually in front of me. At the time, I wasn't sure if that was a pause or like a complete stop, but I really haven't thought of that business for quite a while because after that I moved abroad for my master's, and in early this year I moved back home, and that is when it hit me. Don't get me wrong, I didn't take it for granted. Like, I was grateful that I already had sources of income, but it's more like I didn't feel fulfilled. Like, I want to be doing more. I want to do something that makes me feel more fulfilled and that I'm passionate about. This might sound a bit religious or superstitious or spiritual, whatever it is for you, but I was grateful to start the year with going to Saudi Arabia for Umrah, and that I prayed a lot about asking for directions on what I should do with my life after this. Somehow after that, in different ways, I just got the idea to just go back to this hijab brand idea and actually work on it. And I remember at the time I thought, there are a lot of hijab brands already. How am I going to compete? At the time, I was like, okay, you know what? Not just in the hijab industry, in any industry, newcomers emerge all the time. If you really want to do it, if you think you will really enjoy it, just do it. And that moment I decided, okay, I'm gonna go back to work on it. But here's the thing, the more I work on it, like not long after I decided on that, I started getting new ideas on how I want to do this, on how I feel like it would make the brand different than the existing brands, at least in this market, in Indonesia. It involves seeing the trend outside of Indonesia that printed hijab was becoming trendy, and that wasn't the case yet in Indonesia, at least not for like people my age. Well, I know that now it's getting trendier, but I guess this is kind of like the right time to come in. So I want to create printed hijabs. I want it to be playful but still classy and elegant, that even I feel comfortable and confident to wear. I also want the brand to seem playful. So if you see my previous logo, it looks like clean, elegant, but let's be honest, it's kind of boring. I don't see how it can pop compared to the other brands. So I want to go to a different direction. I want to make it colorful, playful, but still elegant enough, you know. Once I got those combination of ideas, I was so excited to work on it. I started looking up manufacturers, I started looking up the materials again, but this time I don't want to be a know-it-all and just go for it. I know I didn't have the expertise or knowledge in the fashion industry, so I started reaching up to my friends who definitely know more than me. You know how people say when it's meant to be, it just goes smoothly, or like things just guide you? That's how I felt with this, because I reached out to people that I haven't contacted in a long time, but they were all so nice and they were so helpful. They gave me like lengthy information and contacts, and it was so amazing. And yeah, I started working on it. I started going to different suppliers, even the ones that are out of town, so I asked them to send me samples and I tested different fabrics to print on. I contacted a few designers because I cannot design the hijabs myself too, but I know what I want to do with the design, so I just asked them to create how I envision the designs to be. I went through a lot of ups and downs with trying to find the right fabric, because originally this was not what I was aiming for. I wanted a different material, but for many different reasons I had to kind of pivot and tone down my idealism, be more open to other options. So I tried different fabrics, and I'm glad that I chose this one because it is actually perfect. It feels lightweight, it's easy to wear, easy to style. The color came out perfectly on this one. It's suitable for everyday use, but it has a good quality. I'm so satisfied with this. Okay, now I want to show you guys the hijab lineup. You've seen me talk in front of the camera for quite a long time, and I was wearing the one that I call Twilight. I call it Twilight because it has this watercolor grayish hue, and I think the name just fits. That one is actually one of my favorites. I'm gonna show you the other 5. So yeah, I currently have 6 different prints. This is the most organized pattern. Like, it's not very abstract like the others, but I call it Berry Ripple. It has this sort of lilac and peachy or like soft red colors on the pattern with a white base. I think the pattern is very subtle, so from like afar it won't be obvious that there's a pattern on it, but if you look closely, it looks like this. I think this is pretty versatile. Like, it can go with white top, maybe denim, red, and I don't know, you give it a go. The next one on the list, I have this one called Evermore. If you know what is the reference to the title, you probably can see why I named it Evermore. You know, with the color, the brown, and the pattern, it gives off that fall vibe. It actually also has a little bit of crescent moons on the print, and I just really adore crescent moons. If you notice, it's actually a part of the logo for Adina, so if you can spot the crescent moon. I just really like the way the floral was drawn. Like, it's hand drawn, you can probably tell, so I like the uniqueness of it. And also, as you can see, I'm styling this one differently than the last one, so I kind of want to show you like the different ways that you can style the hijab as well. Now this one, I think this is probably the most neutral one. It's just white but with streaks of nude, and I call this one Daylight. I actually have the exact same pattern but with the opposite color. It is gonna make sense like why I call this one Daylight. Look at this one. I think the pattern is so subtle, it's so pretty, it's so elegant, and also one of my favorites. And I'm probably gonna say that to like most of them because I designed it myself. If you're trying to get into printed hijab, this is like your safest bet. Okay, I'm gonna show you the opposite color of Daylight. This one is called Midnight. Exact same pattern, just opposite color like I told you before. This one is very dark. It's almost black, but in certain lights you can see that there are some streaks of an even darker color. This is also like your safest bet if you want to get into like printed hijab, because this is almost like just regular black hijab, but I think the streaks add like some fun in it. I knew from the moment I tried on this one, this is gonna be the one that I wear the most. Oh, and I haven't shown you, but all of the hijab hijabs have this version of my logo on it, and this is the last one. I call this one Eclipse because as you can see, the pattern is like circles, but the black and white circles are kind of like overlapping with each other, so it looks kind of like eclipse. I honestly don't know why I made like a lot of Twilight references, and it definitely wasn't intentional. I think they're cool. I think this is also like the most obvious pattern kind of, because the colors are so contrast and the patterns are like kind of bigger, but it has the neutral basic black and white color, so it kind of goes with a lot of things too. So yeah, these are all the hijabs. I hope you're attracted to like at least one of them and want to give it a try. I put the link for the Instagram, the Shopee, TikTok, and whatever else I have down on the description box. Be sure to check it out, or at least follow our TikTok and Instagram. Thank you. For the packaging, I want it to be a box. I just know it. I want it to have this certain image when people receive the package, and I want it to still be environmentally friendly. So yes, for now it's very simple, but I think it looks pretty nice. But I know that in the future I might change the box. I want it to be more colorful. For the photo shoot, I've always known that I want to do it by myself. I mean, like, I want to be one of the models because this is kind of a self-brand to me. Like, even the brand name, oh my god, I haven't mentioned the brand name. The brand is called Athena, so obviously it's my name, but I want to spell, instead of with an I, it's with a double E, just to add more like playfulness. But also, if you see like the middle part of the name, it's Dean, so it really matches with the whole hijab thing. So since the brand name is basically my name, I want to be a part of it. I mean, it also helps with like starting a new business, to not hire models and photographers and studios and stuff, and I can like reduce the cost by being one of the models, and it just fits. I know that with my first photo shoot, I wouldn't be very confident and comfortable if I do it with someone that I don't know, so I decided to do it with my friend. Did that. I can't believe that I'm saying this, but it's officially photo shoot day. I've been picturing this day for like years, I'm not even gonna lie. I've prepared all of these props with me. I have like literally 5 bags back there. Now I'm gonna go pick up Tita because she's gonna be my muse too. We're gonna do this on our own. We will be taking the shots, we will be the model, I will do the editing. It's gonna be so tiring, but it's gonna be so fun. We're getting ready. Oh my god. We went to this self studio, so once again it felt so comfortable and I didn't feel awkward at all, even though this was my first real photo shoot for products. I wanted to go to the studio just for the catalog, but for the whole other photo shoots, we went to different restaurants, or like we even went outdoors to take photos because I wanted to have a stock of photos for content on Instagram, and it just looks more natural since it just fits the brand, you know? And by the way, we did all of that in one day and it was very tiring, but it was so much fun. So here we are, ready to launch, and by the time this video is posted, the brand has been launched. You can check out the Instagram. It's also available on Shopee for Indonesians. For now, I am gonna be like a one-woman show and do this all by myself, but if I'm being really honest, I am both excited but also very nervous to start this new journey. This is like kind of me entering a new chapter in my life, but I feel like I owed it to my younger self to pursue this dream, and I'm happy that I decided to do this, and I'm really proud of it. So I hope you guys love the hijabs as much as I love it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions regarding the brand, the business process, or even just the products, just go to the comments. I would really love to respond to you. Bye!